Toby and Callie and their families your wished a cordial welcome. You have been invited to this ceremony, the expression of their love, not as people who are watching, but are witnesses and participants. Remind them often of the words that they say to one another. Remind them of this day and celebrate with them.
Love is such a vast subject that, well, if I came to you and said, let's talk about love, where would you begin?
I'd begin with the troubadours in the 12th century.
And who were they?
The troubadours were the nobility of Provence, and later other parts of France and Europe. In Germany, they're known as the Minnesingers, the singers of love. Minne is a medieval German word for love. The troubadours were very interested in the psychology of love, and they're the first ones in the West who really thought of love as the way we know it now, a person-to-person relationship.
What had it been before that?
Before that, love was simply eros, the god who excites you to sexual desire. This is not the experience of falling in love the way the troubadours understood it. Eros is much more impersonal than falling in love. You see, people didn't know about amour. Amour is something personal that the troubadours recognized. Eros and agape are impersonal loves. But amour, we have a purely personal ideal, the kind of seizure that comes from the meeting of the eyes. As they say in the troubadour tradition, is a personal-to-person experience.
There's a poem in one of your books about this meeting of the eyes. So through the eyes, love attains the heart.
So through the eyes, love attains the heart. For the eyes are the scouts of the heart, and the eyes go reconnoitering for what it would please the heart to possess. And when they're in full accord and firm, all three, and one resolve, at that time, perfect love is born from what the eyes have made welcome to the heart. Not otherwise can love either be born or have commencement, than by this birth and commencement moved by inclination. By the grace and by command of these three, and from their pleasure, love is born, and its fair hope goes comforting her friends. For as all true lovers know, love is perfect kindness, which is born, there is no doubt, from the heart and eyes. The eyes make it blossom, the heart matures it. Love, which is the fruit of their very seed.
You have said that the point of all these pioneers in love is that they decided to be the author and means of their own self-fulfillment, that the realization of love is to be nature's noblest work, and that they were going to take their wisdom from their own experience and not from dogma, politics, or any current concepts of social good. And is this the beginning of the romantic idea of the Western individual taking matters into his or her own hands?
Absolutely. You can see examples of this in Oriental stories of this kind of thing. But it had not become a social system. It has now become the ideal of love in the Western world.
Love from one's own experience, taking one's own experience as a source of wisdom.
Yes,
Does romance in marriage last?
in some marriages it does, but the big word in this troubadour tradition is loyalty.
What do you mean by loyalty?
Not cheating, not defecting. Through whatever trials or suffering, you remain true if your love is still there.
The Puritans called marriage the little church within the church. In marriage, every day you love, and every day you forgive. It is an ongoing sacrament of love and forgiveness. I've often thought that if you get in touch with your feminine side, or if you're a woman, your masculine side, you would know what the gods know and maybe beyond what the gods know.
That's the information that one gets from being married. That's the way you get in touch with your feminine or masculine side.
This is what happens in love when you meet someone and you suddenly feel, I know that person, or I want to know that person.
It's very mysterious. It's almost as though the future life that you're going to have with that person is already told you. This is the one who you will have that life with.
Is that something coming from within our inventory of memories that we don't understand and don't recognize? Reaching out and being touched by that person in a way?
It's almost as though you are reacting to the future. It's talking to you from what is to be. This has to do with the mystery of time and the transcendence of time. But I think we're touching a very deep mystery here.
The power of love?
The power of love.
Listen now for a reading that comes from the letter to the Corinthian church, the 13th chapter. And of angels, and I have not love, I am a noisy gong and a clanging cymbal. If I speak with prophetic powers, and I understand all mysteries, and if I have all faith that I could remove mountains, and I have not love, I am nothing. If I give away all that I own, if I disarm all of my possessions, if I hand over my body, and I boast about it, and I have not love, I am nothing. Love is patient, and love is kind. Love is not envious, it is not boastful or arrogant or rude. It does not insist upon its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ceases, but where there are prophecies, they shall fall away. Where there are tongues, they shall cease. Where there is knowledge, it will pass to an end. When as I was a child, I knew in part, and I thought as a child, and I reasoned as a child. But as I became an adult, I began to see face to face. Now I know only in part, but one day I shall know all that is. Now faith, hope, and love abide. These three, but the greatest of these is love. Toby and Callie, this letter, which is a part of the Christian scriptures, was written almost 2,000 years ago. It was written in a time of controversy. It was written to a church that was fighting. Oddly enough, the author of this letter wrote and placed this particular passage, which we call the love chapter, within the context of two other chapters on either side, which deal with people's gifts. The author is saying that we are all one, that we need to live together in mutuality and independence and interdependence, but you can't do that unless you affirm both your individuality and your own gifts. So I charge you to dream together, to live together, to love together, to speak words of love for one another. Today does not give you a license to think that you know what the other person thinks. So communicate and talk. Families, you have been here all along the way, and this is just another part of your journey with them. You have helped develop these two miraculous people. You have taught them how to love. You have taught them how to share their feelings with one another. You have taught them how to express and how to communicate. Now I encourage you to continue your journey with them. To speak often of this day, to remind them of your love, to be with them, and to know with wisdom when to be selfish with them and when to be selfless, when to share and when to keep silent, when to let them make their own mistakes, and when to holler and say, don't do that. You are still a part of their lives, and they will always need your love and support as they go on. Amen. Now, Callie and Toby will share their vows with one another.
Toby, I feel like I've loved you forever, and every day I still feel worse in the things I learned from you. And every night when we go to bed, I'm just very happy that I have you to spend that with. Will you keep me just like
I, Toby, take you, Callie, to be my wife. And I promise before these witnesses to be your loving and faithful husband, in plenty and in want, in joy and in sorrow, in sickness and in health, as long as we both shall live. Callie, you repeat after me. I, Callie, take you, Toby, to be my husband.
I, Callie, take you, Toby, to be my husband.
And I promise before these witnesses
And I promise before these witnesses
to be your loving and faithful wife,
to be your loving and faithful wife,
in plenty and in want,
in plenty and in want,
in joy and in sorrow,
in joy and in sorrow,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
as long as we both shall live. These rings are a symbol of your love for one another, never ending, always beginning. Toby, please place the ring on Callie's finger and repeat after me. I give you this ring as a sign of our love, never ending, always beginning, now and forever. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a sign of our love,
as a sign of our love,
never ending,
never ending,
always beginning,
always beginning,
now and forever. The unity candle is a symbol of the two families, the two lives, the individual natures of their own lives, and the unity that they will share in their lives.
When you're weary, feeling small,
proud to pronounce you husband and wife. You will no longer feel the rain, for each of you will be a shelter to one another. You will no longer feel cold, for you will be warm for one another. There no more will be loneliness, for each of you will be a companion for one another. You are two bodies, but there is one life before you. Go now from this place to your dwelling and enter into a time of togetherness, and may your days be good and long upon the earth. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Callie and Toby Marks.
Congratulations.